Welcome to another episode of the Signature Sip podcast. I'm Jon Steingraber, and I have a good friend and one of our top agents at Signature Realty NJ, and one of the team members of Michelle Pice Group, Dan Montano. Say what's up, Dan.
Hey, John. Hey, everyone. How's it going?
If you guys have any questions for Dan, he's been an agent for how many years now, Dan?
It's going on 6 years now.
Yeah, 6 years.
All 6 with Signature.
Yeah, and Dan went to Union High.
I did.
We played basketball together a little bit.
Yeah. I had hair.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he had less hair.
I had more hair. What do you mean?
He had no facial hair, though.
Oh, okay.
And then, we played basketball for years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And that was super fun. We played in the rec league too, right? We're in the rec league.
Saturday league. Yeah.
Dan is a huge inspiration. He is a father of 4. 2, 3, 6, 8, you said?
2, 3, 6, 8.
All
2, 3,
boys.
5, 8,
All
actually.
boys. Can you guys imagine?
It's
4 boys?
It's insane. It's literally, it's funny because we had about 25 groups at our open house on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, this is way quieter than having 4 kids in your house.
That's so
we're just used to the chaos. And luckily I have a wife that holds the fort down. So
that's awesome. God bless her and God bless you. That's amazing.
Yeah.
4 kids. We have 1, and sometimes we're like, Michelle and I look at each other like 4. It's like, wow. So kudos to you. So how do you do it, right? You're a top producing agent at Signature. How do you do it with balancing everything out? And then we'll kind of go backwards later and reverse into how this journey started.
Honestly, I'm still working the kinks out.
Mm-hmm.
We have family meetings, which is basically just me and my wife talking every week on what to expect, right?
Okay.
So,
but what does that look like? I'm curious.
It's a lot of
Like,
arguing.
you mean like schedule?
Yeah, it's a lot of arguing because
Like scheduling?
As a realtor, you have to figure out when showings are going to be, when are you going to do listing appointments. So certain things like we have to be flexible about, but there's also certain non-negotiables where, I have to pick up the kids or I have to, be around for dinner time. Cause like from the hours of 6 to 8 is literally the witching hours. Like literally, it's insane at my house. So I have to try to be home at those times.
So if I call you at 6:30,
you're usually getting a text. But it's fun. Like as much as you complain about it, it's like I would not trade it for anything.
It's the best thing in the world, right?
And being being a realtor, you still have that flexibility, right? So you don't have to choose, or you're not stuck at your office. And I get to go to every baseball game, every basketball game.
That's awesome.
And that's what I've always wanted.
Was that part of the reason of getting into real estate? What kind of prompted you to get into real estate and specifically as a real estate agent?
My journey was basically I wanted to be like a CEO or like go through the corporate ladder. And then I experienced it personally. And I just did not want, I just wasn't fit for that 9-to-5 corporate life. And I knew there was a better way. And I was always surrounded with people who had bigger things planned. And I always had bigger things planned. So like I wanted to work for myself in a way that I can, where there's no ceiling on my income potential.
So entrepreneurism.
Yeah.
So how's it going?
It's great. I mean, it's funny because like you read about all these big inspirational leaders and you see how many times they failed for them to break through. So like I've tried a lot of different things and real estate has really stuck.
Yeah.
So 6
years now in, what is some advice that you have for people like when they first got started and, you got your real estate license while you were probably in another job, right?
Actually,
you did not have a job.
Actually, so how that worked was I was working for a private equity firm.
Okay.
And I was working remotely. So I had lived in San Diego for a while and my wife got pregnant.
Okay.
For the first baby. And our parents called us back.
Oh, to New Jersey.
To New Jersey, yeah. So I left paradise.
So you were working in San Diego virtually?
No, I was working in an office.
Oh, you were working in an office.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I had to move back and I asked my job, I said, hey, I can do this remotely. this was before being remote was cool, right? Or before work from home. Yeah. So they let me do it. And then like 6 months later, they let me go. So even though they let me go, I was still compensated. I still had enough money where I could explore other options. And then I figured I got my real estate license.
You got like a severance package or something?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Then I decided to get my license, right? And I had the time. I had no job at the time. So
You did the day class?
I did the 2-week fast track course. I was there every day for 2 weeks. Luckily, you know, like I'm a really good test taker, so it was really easy. I got through it the first time, and then I posted on Facebook. I got my license. I knew a few people that were pretty popular in real estate, and I posted, say, hey, I got my license. Any recommendations? And then, you know, fate happened where you reached out. So
absolutely. And I remember, you know, just giving you advice on these are the questions you want to ask to a broker when you get started. And, you know, we hooked up, and, you know, that was awesome because then you joined Michelle's team.
Yeah.
Did you join Michelle's team right away? No, you were
didn't.
A solo agent to begin with?
I was a solo agent because I had a couple of deals in my pocket already. So I knew I was going to get started. And then...
and then you were invited to MPG.
Then I was invited. Well, it was funny because like at the office at the time in Springfield, I really believe, and Tony Robbins always believes this too, is like who you're surrounding with really like it has that special chemistry where you elevate yourself if people are higher than you, and you lower yourself if people are lower than you. So
power and proximity.
That is. And so I was always in the office. Like if there was something that I would give advice to an agent, is just be around people who are doing deals, right? And then like it's like osmosis, that you just really get involved with that stuff. And Michelle walked in one day and it was just me and her. And she was like, hey, well, you should think about joining my team. And then, you know, that's, you know, we talked it out and it worked out.
That's awesome. That's
5 years later.
And here you are crushing it. He's one of our top agents at Signature Realty NJ. So what advice do you have for people from, you know, like a networking standpoint or prospecting? That's always the big thing, obviously, in real estate. And we have a big audience of like realtors and people that are always trying to get tips and tricks. So what are some of the things that have helped you generate business from your sphere of influence, or, you know, people that you went to school with, or, you know, or even brand new clients that you didn't know?
Yeah. So it was really difficult for me when I moved back to New Jersey, because when I moved from New Jersey, I had a full head of hair. You know, I was the president of my high school for 2 years in a row. So I was very outgoing, very popular. But from leaving San Diego to coming back here, I had alopecia, which I lost all of my hair in the span of 6 months, right? So like it really affected me, like talking to people and being comfortable on the, you know, on just.
And that was before you came back or after you came back?
Literally on the way. Wow. So like, I don't know if
you were going through that process. Wow.
I think it was like stress inducing, like from making the move, having the baby, like it just like triggered it. I don't know. It's really weird to talk about. But
you don't know exactly what the cause is.
Yeah. So you just start losing your hair, and then, you know, it took me a while to really get comfortable with it. So one of the things that helped through real estate was having the baby, right? Once I had the baby, it really like just had a pivot in my mindset. It was like, who cares? You know, who really cares? So put yourself out there. My biggest thing is putting yourself out there with people that you don't know. Talk to people. Just say
So your life went from like, you know, more of a purpose-driven mentality.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And that helped you just say, I don't care what people think. Yeah. It's okay. I'm going to move forward and I'm going to get through this for my kid. It's
almost unfair, right? Because like I know I've been in sales my whole life, but like it really does take a lot of confidence to do something like that if you really believe in what you do, for someone to buy something, right? So, or to sell. So it had really affected my confidence. And I mean, it still does from time to time. Like I still am uncomfortable. I'm still, you know, nervous. But when I think about my purpose and who I'm doing this for, it changes all, you know, it tunes out.
That's a really good, you know, mentality to have. And anybody, you know, they might not have the same condition, you know, but you might have something else, right? Yeah. You might have a heavy accent. You might have, maybe you're not from here or some other sort of situation that's limiting your confidence. So, digging deep and looking at what your why is and letting that motivate you and making that more valuable and purposeful than,
it's crazy.
Than the uncomfortableness of whatever it is that you're going through.
Yeah. And then like, I guess with autoimmune diseases, you get other stuff. So like I have psoriasis now, and it's like, that was even worse because like you'd get, like stuff on your skin. It's embarrassing.
I have eczema too.
Yeah. Like sometimes like if you have like a flare up, like your nails get messed up. So, I have that, and like, it's something that you just have to like, you just have to go through it, and you have to be purposeful with your time. And like, you just really have to be grateful for what you do have, because some people are going through it way worse than what we have. So I just keep that mindset.
Attitude of gratitude. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. And you're right. Because a lot of people they're very negative, right? And they're not positive. They're not looking at the bright side of things, and their cup is always half, empty instead of half full. So I love that you have that mindset. And coming from a top producing agent like yourself, that's what it takes, right?
Yeah.
And all these things around balancing family and all these things, it's really balancing your mindset too.
Exactly. And
that's awesome.
Like the family aspect of it is really phenomenal, because even though it limits your time, it like sharpens your focus. Like I'm sure when you had Maddie, that things changed, right? Like
100%.
I feel like you went from 100 to 1,000 from when she was born. Like just from all the things that you've developed. So it's been pretty cool. Yeah,
I mean, having kids is the best thing in the world, right? And having 4, oh my God.
Yeah, it's almost like your time, right? So you like anything you do that's not with them, it better be worth your time. Yeah, right. It better be worth your energy, because you have to turn it up back home when you come home and see them. And, I feel very blessed on that end.
That's awesome. And spending money too. I think it's shifted my mindset around money, because, if you spend money on something that's going to depreciate or something, you think about your kids. Yeah. You're like, wait, if I just put this in an account for them, like, or buy another piece of real estate for them, how much is that going to be when they grow up? Because,
that's true.
It's tough to struggle financially, right? And we both know what that's like. Yeah. And, we want our kids always to have a much better life than we did.
Yeah, because my parents weren't, millionaires or anything like that, but I've never felt poor my whole life, right? I don't know how they did it. And then my dad's always at my baseball games. I really am happy that I came, even though San Diego is like, is
I live
fantastic there. Place. It's just something different about being around your family and just having the support. And like, so I'm happy that my kids have both their grandparents and like,
that's
their aunts and uncles. So they have a really good support system. And thank God, because I can't like literally. How
would I do it without them?
Literally, I can't watch them all like by myself sometimes.
I'm sure that's hard.
Like, I'm like literally.
Like, how do you keep track of all of them?
If my wife goes out, like I have to like call. I'm like, Mom, I need help.
I need your help. I need backup. It's like hostage negotiation with the kids. Get over here. It's my in-laws helped me a lot with Maddie as well the first few years, and it was an unbelievable help. Even if you have to just run out to like go grab something at the store, right? It's like a whole thing when you're bringing the kid, this, that, the other. My God. Especially with all those kids.
Yeah, like we have to have 2 shopping carts to put all 4 of them in one. Both. Yeah, and like, so it's and it's funny because like with our parents, like we separate them from like the 2. We call them the 2 babies and the 2 big ones. So like the 2 big ones will go to one parents, and then the other one will go to the other. Like we literally have to split them up.
That's funny.
Because 4 is too much.
So what does your day look like? What are some tips that you can give people that you've learned along the way in your 6-year journey here to really advance? Because you've gotten better and better and better at doing more transactions. And, what are some of the things that you learned that you could share with others?
Time blocking has been something that has always been a theory that I've like really, aspired to. And now it's become a must because, during the school year, I literally only have a time block from like 9 o'clock to 2:30 because then I have to pick up the kids.
Right.
And then I may have like a block for 5 to 7
right.
to show houses or to do listing appointments or whatever that time frame. So you just have to master your time or the time's going to take over you, right? So the best advice I could give is just be a little bit more proactive with your time and your schedule and really hammer down and be as rigid as possible for those money-making activities.
That's right. And plan it out. So how often do you do like prospecting, and what type of prospecting are you doing?
Like when I first started or now?
I mean, you could give advice, like whatever you think. Okay. Why don't you talk to both people? Talk to people that are newer and talk to people that are more experienced.
So when I first started, I didn't have much money to go off of. Like I said, I was unemployed, but I managed to leverage a lot of people. So I knew that making friends and just being with people that did business was a shortcut for me to get more deals, right? So I like people like Pete Moriello,
other agents.
Other agents. What I did with them is I just shadowed them. Anything that they wanted, I would do. I would sit CEO inspections. I would just try to learn the business and then and they would call me to sit their open houses. So a lot of my first deals were sitting open houses because I put myself out there and with agents, it's really top of the mind. Like with me, like if I'm going to give open houses, it's someone I've talked to recently that had interest that I know that I'll reach out to.
Right. First. Or somebody that maybe did you a favor or was helping you out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like seek to serve.
Exactly.
Like you were helping them and they were like, oh, why don't you sit my open house?
Yeah. And then literally that's how it happens. And then now I need to be more efficient with my time, right? So like I hired a VA. So they're making calls. Obviously, we have other prospecting things like Zillow and like other
referral sources.
I would say you're breaking year 3. Year 3, really referrals start to become more organically for me. Right. So like my sphere has grown significantly. Like even though you have a lot of family and friends, when you're first starting out, a lot of your family and friends won't trust you enough for their biggest asset that they own.
Because you're new.
Because you're new, right? So that was the huge advantage of me joining Michelle's team, was I was able to leverage Michelle and gain confidence for different groups of people that wouldn't have trusted me in the beginning. So
that's awesome.
So if there's advice, maybe join a team in the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, joining a team is always good for accountability, for lead sources, for all of that. And it's really getting that transactional experience under your belt.
Correct.
It's not necessarily, if I'm solo, I have a higher split. Yeah, but if you're doing a lot more volume on a team and you're getting a lower split, you're still ending up with a lot more money. But what's even more valuable than just the money, it's the experience.
Yeah.
And then the past clients. And then, like you said, I agree with that. 3 years in, now you start getting past client referrals.
Yep.
And other people are like, okay, I've seen enough on social media that he's actually, he sold a bunch of properties for top dollar and this and that. So that's good.
Yeah. Social media has been like, it's really blown up since I first started. I started in like 2019. Now, like everyone, like it's a must now, right? Like you have to be on social media, and it's.
So which platform do you like the best?
Instagram is my favorite.
And give me an example of like posts. And obviously you guys can follow him. What's your at? We'll put it in the description.
Yeah, it's Upgrade with Dan.
Upgrade with Dan.
Yeah. The best thing about Instagram is that you don't have to be a professional. You don't have to have, light sources
and equipment.
Equipment. You can literally go through showings and just put up your phone and, really show your skills, but also show that you're in the business.
Right.
A lot of people just want to know that you're in it, right? That you're doing day to day. And if you consistently post, that really builds credibility without you actually talking to them and saying you're credible.
Right.
So like, I feel like with people who are familiar with my Instagram or social media, that credibility is already in. I just have to, fill in the blanks.
Yeah. And it's also touches, right? They talk about reaching out to your sphere of influence. Social media is kind of a form of that, right?
That's true.
You're kind of, putting your stuff out there and you're showing some of the things that you're doing and you're engaging with some of the comments or likes or other people's stuff. So That's great.
Yeah.
So what advice outside of, let's say social media and sphere of influence, do you think that people should master a skill? Is there a skill that they should master?
Your listing presentation, right? So
how did you do that? How did you get better at the listing presentation?
So I tried to find my own style, right? So but first, I'm really great at copying. I'm really great at picking things up very quickly, like whether it's sports or whatever. I've been always good at that. So what's great about Signature is there's always so many video trainings. Like when I first started, you had a lot of those live trainings, but also video trainings. So I made sure to be at all of them. And Michelle had this like really like ultimate listing presentation. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
she did at the Westwood.
And we did an over the shoulder and we did a live presentation of the 10-step process.
Yeah, exactly. So she did that. And I just literally copied it word for word, even like, her high pitch, like, oh my God, this is a beautiful house. I love your walls. You have a key for me? And then I was like, I literally used all like word for word verbatim, like hers in the beginning until I found my voice. And it really worked. I got quite a few deals. And then, I also went on listing appointments with Michelle. So like I was able to see it live and really see how she transitions from step to step to, the listing.
Right.
So that if you only get so many shots, so my best advice is to get as many shots as possible for a listing presentation and make sure that it's perfected. So so you're not wasting it.
Yeah. Maybe record it, right? Nowadays with voice memo, it can transcribe. True. You could throw it into ChatGPT, ask it to audit you. Yeah. Right. Put in some information in there and then listen to it back and say, okay, where did I go wrong? What could I have done better? That's fantastic. So give us, I have a pretty cool question here. Okay. So what's been one of your most memorable deals or client experiences that you had?
Oh, good or bad?
Whatever you want. Memorable.
Memorable. So I had a guy, okay, this is a good one. I had a guy like my second year in my career, and we were doing an open house for like $1 million. It was like a $1.2 million house in Scotch Plains. And I spoke to him, like he did not look like anybody that should be in looking at $1.2 million. So
house. You were judging him.
Yeah. I mean, because it was a busy open house and but like always talk to everyone. Always introduce yourself. I'm at the point in my career where I like to work with people who are decent people, like who are good people. Like, so like, I don't have to beg for everyone to like me. But at that time I was trying to get as much business as possible. So I was talking to everyone and this guy, his name's Jimmy. I talked to him. He was like younger. He was like 20, had to have been like 22, 23. Like he was a young guy.
Okay, you're like, this guy's too young to be able to afford this.
That's why I was judging it. I was like, he's too young to buy a house like this. And I talked to him, we connected, like he liked a lot of the things I like. So like we really connected and I was like, can you afford this house? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay. But this is not the house. So I was like, okay, but I did get him as a client. We saw a house together and it was $1.6 million in Chester. And I was like, are you going to buy this? He was like, yeah. And I think he bought it cash. I was like, what do you do, man? And he was like, he works in the city. He works for like, he helps like build plays like sets in Broadway and stuff like that. So now we're looking at investment properties. So like, it's just so crazy how real estate is like, you see the slickest looking person and, they have no money, or like you see people who are the most unassuming people. And you've realized that
they're qualified.
They're qualified. They have money. They're, and it comes to show like you really don't want to judge anyone.
And that's true because somebody might be calling on a rental and then they end up buying a house. We had one of our agents take a Zillow lead or something for a mobile home. And they're like, a mobile home, it's like nothing. They're not going to, because people worry about their expenses and gas and time, and you have to be smart with your time. So anyway, they did it. And that person actually ended up buying a house and then referring their sister's house and then another house.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, the lifetime value of this customer was, close to $100,000, right? And that they're not even done yet. So
That's crazy.
You really don't know. You're 100% right. Talk to everybody, treat everybody with respect, because you really don't know.
You don't know who those people know either.
That's right. You don't know who they are.
So I have those, and then I have people who are just like insane. So you realize you really have to figure out, what you're willing to do for a client, to the point where, like, if it doesn't make sense, then you also have to learn, you may have to let that go to get something else.
Right. And that's a hard thing to do sometimes. Right. But having standards and barriers and boundaries for yourself and for your time.
I think that was one of the things that, if you're like in your second year, that's like something that you really need to master. Yeah. Or you get burnt out and you leave the business. Right.
So what are a couple of ways that you've set boundaries with clients? Is it like a late night text that you don't respond to in the morning, or,
I try to be as available as possible, but I also let them know, I was like, hey, listen, I have 4 kids. Yeah. So like, I'll tell them up front, and they usually respect it, or like, I'll just keep it on a text message basis, and then I'll call them in the morning or something like that. I mean, the biggest thing is like someone who tries to set up like 10, 20 showings in one day to see a house. Right. It's just, it's not that I set boundaries. It's more like I set the expectations, like, okay, let's go through them before we book these appointments.
To make sure it makes sense. Yeah. So having a home buyer consultation, and a lot of agents don't really go through that. Yeah. And then if you keep saying yes, you're really going to get burnt out. Yeah. So that, and we got to narrow it down. I think that NAR sent a crazy stat, like there's 1.6 million agents last year. They're expecting only 1.2 next year. They're losing 400,000 people. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah. I mean, look, it's 100% commission business, right? Yeah. They had up to 2 million, I think, at some point.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so they're going to be almost down 40%.
So,
but that leaves more business for the people that are in the business. Exactly. Right. Instead of the agents with the onesie twosies, right? Then the agents that are doing 30 deals a year now do 35 deals a year. True. Right. So the people that are here, it's always good. I always love it when things are hard.
You can gain market share. I mean, I really think we're rolling into a market where you have to be a lot more skillful than you were a few years ago.
100%. Right. And you also have to be open to leveraging artificial intelligence and some of those tools that just make you more efficient, so you can do more volume. Yeah. Right. Even if there is commission compression and things like that. But in New Jersey, the market's been hot too.
It has been.
Like in other parts of the country, they're really suffering. But in New Jersey, the inventory is still really low, which isn't the best thing in the world, right? As a real estate agent. But as far as getting listings and selling them, they sell pretty quickly, and most of the time for top dollar. I just listed one of the properties that I bought with Dan. I bought it, fixed it up, and he had an open house on Sunday. That's where he had 25 groups.
Yeah, we had solid 25 groups. It was, I had to have extra help to go through it, and it was a success. And then we're going to do highest and best this week.
By Wednesday. Yeah. So thank you for that. I know you'll sell it for top dollar, and I trust you. You're amazing. And even though Dan, beats me in basketball, we're still
You've
friends.
Shifted though to pickleball now. So
I love pickleball.
Yeah.
But you can't compete on pickle.
I'm not that old yet. So.
Okay. So we went there.
We're graduating into. I'm not graduating.
But I don't think I've ever beat you in basketball. You've always been better than me.
No, you've been.
This kid's shot is crazy.
Yeah.
You have a great shot.
Thank you.
And you do mostly 3-pointers, fadeaways.
We're a good team.
Pretty good.
We're a very good team because
if we play together, yeah.
Yeah, because you break people down. I don't handle like you do. I don't put it between people's legs.
You have pretty good handles, though. You have good handles. You just have a way better shot than me. So what do you want to leave people with? There's realtors and there's also other people on the call. Yeah. Just entrepreneurs. So anything you want to leave anybody with as far as advice or anything else?
I mean, just be grateful where you are. Like it's crazy. It's like it's a crazy time right now that we're living in, and if you choose to look negatively and you focus all of your energy there, like it can be a really bad time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great things that are also here that are like, I just feel like I've been around so many people that when you can feel their energy.
Yeah.
Like I'm very sensitive to that stuff. And like, I literally, I'm not even doing anything, but I feel my body like walking away from the room because of that. And, you know, I think if people are struggling with that, you should surround yourself with people that can bring you up, that can really, you know, just build you up, because every facet of your life will change, not just money. So
100%.
I'll leave you with that.
That's awesome. I love it. Positivity is what it's all about.
Yeah.
And you get to choose, right, what you want to focus on. So that's fantastic. Well, thank you guys for joining us with Dan. Definitely follow him.
Yes.
And also follow us as well. We're on Spotify, on YouTube, at the Signature Sip Podcast, and Upgrade with Dan. Check him out on Instagram. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks.